Now, the rage, exactly, Tony, the rage is aimed towards slavery of the past, right? And it's called grooming gangs. Patty, yes, it's called grooming gangs, isn't it? There must be a link there. Anthony must have been a Democrat, Ishan. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, okay, so now notice there's also a gender and age dimension. So it says here 71% of modern slavery victims are women and girls, while 1 in 4, 25%, are children. Now, this is a much longer article. I'm not going to go through the entire article, but of course, feel free to go and find it, addressing Pakistan's modern slavery problem. Right. So, one of the other countries, of course, is India, and that was mentioned earlier, and that is true. So, we have a major slavery problem in Pakistan. Pakistan is a Muslim country, and as you all know, as we all know, as we've all been told many, many times, Muhammad abolished slavery. No, Muhammad freed a couple of slaves here and there. Muhammad also owned, traded, and had sex with slaves. Aisha owned slaves. Ali owned slaves. Umar, Abu Bakr, Uthman, all of them owned and traded and were given and sold slaves. So slavery is sunnah in Islam. Will any Muslim step forward and tell me that they will denounce Muhammad's ownership of slavery, which has made slavery sunnah in Islam? Will they denounce Muhammad's ownership and trading of slaves? Will you do so right now? And the answer, as we know, is no, you will not. How many slaves did Jesus own? Well, 0. How many slaves did Muhammad own? Well, dozens at least, right, that we know of. So Pakistan is home to the world's third largest slave population. So at least 40 million people worldwide are estimated to be trapped in modern slavery today, more than ever before, as poverty, conflict, and crisis fuel the growing global slave trade. Now notice, Pakistan, home to the world's third largest slave population, only India and China have more. It says here, only India and China have more slaves. Now, of course, we all know that India and China are the world's worst polluters. Who do they blame? Well, if you live in London, England, or if you live in America, they blame you. Yes, because you may only blame white people who are responsible for less pollution than the people of India and China. Does Greta Thunberg protest against the Chinese? No, that would be racist. Does Greta Thunberg protest against Indian pollution? No, that would be racist, right? Facts are racist, as we all know. Moving on. Modern day slavery in Pakistan. So, courting the law, raising awareness, and increasing accountability, Pakistan's first legal news and analysis portal. So, I'm assuming these guys know what they're talking about. Modern day slavery in Pakistan. Human slavery, once native to developing and underdeveloped nations. Oh, it doesn't say only to America or only to Britain. It says, oh, nations, okay, has now evolved into a global issue of modern day slavery, with numbers estimated to be 40 million in 2016, as per research conducted by the International Labour Organization and the Walk Free Foundation. The League of Nations Slavery Convention of 25 September 1926 described slavery as the status or condition of a person over whom any or all of the powers attaching to the right of ownership are exercised. Well, yeah. So it further defines slave trade in the following words. Now, I recommend that you go and have a look at this, Courting the Law, right? Modern day slavery in Pakistan. Have a look. But this is a real issue, and this is a Muslim country. And I find it so strange that the religion of peace has this slavery problem, right? So Ishan says, my state, Goa, I've been to Goa, as well as northeastern states in India and Kerala. I've been to Kerala. Well, the best place to live in India is also the most Christian place of India. Well, yeah. So let's see. Let's see if I've missed anything. Okay. So lying by omission is the leftist way now. There's never been a slavery abolition movement within Islam. There's never been a slavery abolition. Muslims will try and lie to me and say, well, Muhammad freed the slaves. No, he freed some slaves, a couple of slaves here and there. Slavery is legal in Islam. It's legal in the Sharia. It is perfectly legal, right? Abolition of slavery came out of Christianity and Western values. Slavery is legal in Islamic law today in the Sharia and in the Fiqh. Muhammad was a slave owner and slave trader, so it is sunnah and it is legal. And remember, if it is legal in Islam, it is moral, right? So therefore, it is moral. There's nothing wrong. You speak to Daniel Pikachu, and he'll tell you it's perfectly fine. His companions, right? His children and wives owned slaves. Muhammad's whole family, his companions, were slave owners. So slavery is part and parcel of the founding members of Islam. The Islamic slave trade is still active today, 1,400 years later. Pakistan is a major slavery hub. Leftists are raging hypocrites. Leftists are okay with slavery when black people do it. Now, who remembers this little movie here? I did not go watch it, but I've watched dozens of discussions on it, hours worth of discussion on it, where they took this movie, The Woman King, and they discussed the Dahomey in Africa. And the Dahomey were major slave traders. They were a major slave trading nation. The king made his wealth, the country made its wealth from capturing and trading slaves, selling slaves. And they try to, in this movie, misrepresent the facts. And in fact, the lead actress left the movie because when she got the script, she was first going to do the movie. Then when she read the script and discovered they were lying, because she went online to check about the Dahomey and discovered the Dahomey were major slavery advocates. They were fighting against the abolition of slavery. She walked away from the movie. And this movie misrepresents the entire history of what these African slave traders were about. These people trafficked in slavery for a long time. Now, we also know that leftism teaches hatred of self and hatred of Western values. Now, leftism, weird lefties, ignore, okay? They aid and they abet atrocities, depravity, and immorality. We don't have to go into that today, but yeah, we all know that, what leftism has enabled lately. So let me see. Let's look at the religion of slavery. So here we've got, you guys might figure out what's going on here, right? What do you think of this handsome, strong black slave, O Prophet? Half of the price for you. Handsome, but he will be guarding my harem. No problem. And he pulls away this, and well, yeah, it's a sale. So the Prophet says, okay, yeah, I'll buy this slave. I'll buy this guy. Let's have a look here. Anas reported that a person was charged with fornication with the slave girl of Allah's messenger. So Momo wasn't having fornication with the slave girl. Some other guy did it. A slave did it. Thereupon Allah's messenger said to Ali, go and strike his neck. Go and cut off his head, in other words. Ali came to him and he found him in a well, making his body cool. Ali said to him, come out. And as he took hold of his hand and brought him out, he found that his sexual organ had been cut. Okay, fascinating. Hadrat Ali refrained from striking his neck. He came to Allah's apostle and said, Allah's messenger, he has not even the sexual organ with him. I'm not certain how many slaves Jesus or, the apostle Mark or James or had castrated, but I'm willing to bet it's about 0. Whereas, yeah. So this is in Da'if Muslim, book 37, hadith 6676.